if you're just tuning in and thinking, what do you mean? What are you talking about? They're watching, SJ, you idiot. Have you gone completely demented? I haven't. We are doing our social media masterclass for a Thursday evening with Joshua Ruder. And as every Thursday, we like to broadcast live via Facebook. So you can go to my Facebook page at This Is SJ King and watch us do all this sort of stuff. Okay, where do we start? Canva,
yes, one of my absolute
I love it.
favorites. It does play well on using it on the computer, but you can use it on your mobile device if you don't have access to a computer. And the cool thing is, whatever you do on that account is saved in the cloud. So if you
want to go to it,
you can switch between them seamlessly. And the whole idea behind Canva is you don't need a designer to make good looking stuff. And you really don't, because they've got brilliant templates that you can use.
Amazing templates.
It really makes it easy for people to create better Facebook posts. Maybe you want a Facebook cover image. Maybe you want a square format for Instagram. Like, the possibilities are really very, very broad on what you can do on an app like Canva.
So essentially, we're basically going to our app store, typing in Canva, downloading it onto our app, or you can do it on your login. On the web page. On the web page. Open an account.
You can sign in with your Google account.
You can
sign up with Google. You can sign up with your Facebook account. So both are equally accessible there. So you don't have to have another email password combination.
Oh, goodness.
And once you've done that, you will get taken through some prompts. Are you setting it up for a team? All those type of things. You'll have to go through those screens. And they've tried to make it as simple as possible.
I find it so user-friendly.
Yeah.
Canva, by the way, Canva. Canva. I've had so much fun with it. At the moment, it's my favourite thing at the moment to play with. I've been doing little promotional things for the book. At one point, I thought I might design the cover for the next book on there. But I mean, it's just fun, and it's even if you're not a massive social media tech head, just go and have a play around, right? Really good fun.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you could do a whole ebook on there. Just saying. So don't be shy to what can be done on there. You can do your next boardroom presentation if you have to. You can.
Juandi is messaging in and saying Canva is boss. Kayleen also says, I love using Canva. People are on board.
They've bought into.
They've already bought into it.
Into the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. What would be an alternative to Canva?
So there's another app called Desygner.
Okay.
It's also very power-rich, feature-rich, free piece of software that you can run within the browser like Canva, or download the app. And it might not be as intuitive as Canva, but it does have some slightly more advanced features that you don't have to pay for. So let's say you want a logo with a transparent background. You can do
Which
that
is
on
exactly
Desygner.
the thing that's so funny, because that's exactly what I needed today, and I thought, I can't work out how to do this on Canva.
So
okay.
Unfortunately, so that's where Canva has their little hook to get. So if you want a transparent background, you're going to pay.
Okay.
Unless
Desygner
lets you do it for free.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing with like entrepreneurs and people that are busy growing business, and that is to be as resourceful as possible. So sometimes you got to use one app for one thing and another app for another. But they're both equally brilliant, well designed. Canva being the most user friendly, and then Desygner giving you slightly more advanced features.
Okay, I might give Desygner a go, and that's Desygner, Desygner. And Unfold. This is one I haven't heard of.
It's a new app. It was launched in January, as far as I know. Really one of my absolute favorites. Good for both video and pictures. And the whole concept is, with stories being on Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, and Snapchat, if you're into the Snapchat generation, the whole idea is, how do you make those stories look beautiful? And as presentable as possible. And Unfold, for me, is probably the best app so far to start to set up your stories, and then you can go from there and post it straight into Instagram, or you can save it to your gallery and post it at a later stage.
Okay.
So it comes with a whole lot of templates, different font styles, and pretty much you can mix and match, move the story slides around. Maybe you thought the sequence was good, and then you go, oh, it would be better like this. You can shift them around, and it's really just takes it up a whole nother level. Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's going to be my new thing. Ursula is also messaging. Oops, sorry, folks. We're just going to have to move the old camera there. Is messaging in and says, Canva is my latest new toy. Love it. Please can someone make notes and share them with us? Don't worry about making notes, because the beauty of this is that you can either go back and listen again, of course, or Joshua will do a kind of wrap up in his inimitable style and post it on his social media throughout the week. So no notes necessary. No notes necessary. Kayleen saying, loving this topic. Good. Henrietta Fanny Kirk says, hi SJ, love your show. I love your show. Doesn't make sense. Thank you for tuning in. It's good. It's good to have you here. We are joined, if you are just joining us, we're joined in studio by Joshua Ruder for our regular Thursday night social media masterclass. And tonight we're talking about the ways in which we can use the plethora of apps out there to create better social media posts. So far, we've been talking about Canva, which is one of my absolute favourites. I've been having so much fun with Canva this week. We've also learnt about Desygner, which is slightly more techie, and then Unfold, which is a new app. These people creating these apps, I mean, they're really onto something. Hey,
big time.
They are onto a penny.
Well, think about, so they've taken the products that we love to use every day on social media, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and then said, well, how can we make it better for the end user to create things that they want to look the way that best suits them, rather than being forced into a box on these platforms, utilizing what's built in there. So by default, we love customization. That's why people have customized license plates, customized cars.
Yeah, it's the personal.
Everything.
Yeah.
So then they get a scale of economy.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Everybody downloads it and that, and they know that if they've got over 1 million downloads, however amount the number is, that some of those people are going to want some of those additional features, like maybe an additional set of fonts, or some more templates, maybe some more premium quality pictures. And so they charge a small fee for that, and that's how they end up funding their, future growth of these products. But by default, they give you so much for free. And I think that is, when it comes to apps and the social media space, is the right way to do it. You give as much value as possible and get that adoption, and then people actually feel okay with spending money there because they feel like you've made their life simpler and better. So I'm a fan.
If you're listening in now and you're thinking, but what does this stuff look like? What are you actually talking about in practice? If you go to my Facebook page or my Twitter, in fact, any of my social media, and have a look at my posts over the last week, this is all stuff that I've done using Canva. I think there's a couple of things that I did on Legend as well.
Yes. Another great app.
Another great app. Just download them, guys. They're free. You can have so much fun with them. I really, really recommend them. IFTTT. What's that?
It stands for if this, then that.
If this, then that. If what, then what?
Well, so all of these, I mean, we've got so many social media platforms. We've got so many different apps on our phones. In between trying to have a work life and a family life and everything, we're trying to do this thing that is social media. And so if this, then that has this thing called recipes, which is basically for automation. So it's to help you make your life easier in getting your content. So there's multiple aspects to IFTTT.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do home automation. You can do
home automation.
Yeah.
Like switch my lights on and off.
Yes, like because all of the smart devices and that are connected. But one thing that I use it for on social is, for example, is when I post a picture to Instagram, I don't want to post a link of that post to Twitter. I want to post a picture to Twitter.
Yes.
So IFTTT lets you do that. So you create a recipe that says, when I post to Instagram, post the same picture with the caption and hashtags to Twitter.
That is one of my bugbears of
Download
posting from
IFTTT.
Instagram and you post to Instagram and you want to post to Twitter because you want to save time, and it gives some crappy link, and you think, well, that doesn't look very exciting. Nobody wants to look at that.
No. And the cool thing is you don't even have to say share to Twitter. The recipe, that's what it's called on the app, will run, and it will pick up when you've done the post to Instagram and run it in the background and automatically share it to Twitter. So you don't even have to select share to Twitter on Instagram. Very cool.
That is really, really cool. We've had a question that says that how do we repost on Instagram? Oh, thank you for this question. Why am I not able to do it?
Okay, so Instagram by default was a photo sharing app, like where you could upload a gallery. It's never had a share to my stream or share to my grid type of function in it.
Yeah.
So you have to use a third-party app. A really good one is called Grab.
Okay, Grab.
And the whole thing there is, there's also another one called Regram, which a lot of people use. I
can't get on board with it. I can't. Do you know, I'm struggling to do it.
Well, you see, that's why I like Grab, because then what you do is you click the three little dots.
Yeah.
And you say copy link. And Grab, as soon as you do that, it automatically sees that you have taken an Instagram link, and it takes the picture and takes the caption.
The caption.
And you click so you go into Grab, you click, there's a little button there to reshare it, and it puts it all perfectly together for you. So check out Grab, very powerful. And that's the only way is with a third-party app. For now, Instagram doesn't look like there's going to be any sort of in-app sharing.
So this is essentially a retweet mechanism or a share mechanism via a third party in Instagram.
Whenever you share other people's stuff, please make sure you credit them. There's some people there that go and reshare images and don't credit the original photographer, and it does end up getting pretty nasty. I've watched some play out, and so when you do take that lovely photo of Table Mountain that a top Instagrammer has taken the photo of, and you don't credit them, just like you might get away with it a few times, but eventually
they'll find you.
It will get called out. Yeah.
They will find you and they will kill you.
Well, not that bad, but maybe you could end up with a lawsuit on your hands.
Okay. So we've done Canva, we've done Desygner, we've done If This Then That, we've done Unfold. In the last couple of minutes that we've got left, just sum up for us in terms of what you think. We've spoken before about what makes a great makes a great Instagram post, but in terms of a social media post, are there prime times when we should be posting?
100%. So, for majority of users on Facebook, it starts at Tuesday 9 a.m. It's the best time to post, and it normally tapers off Friday morning sometime. I think Mondays tend to be like office admin days, and people are planning their weeks, and then I don't know what happens, but on Tuesday from 9 o'clock onwards, most pages see higher engagements. And then I think Instagram, the cool thing is you can actually look at this in you've just signed up for a Facebook page.
Yeah.
So you can go into Insights, and then on the left-hand side, if you're on your computer, you'll see a tab for people, and you can see when your audience is most active on your page. And you can also do that on Instagram. You can go into...
So it's like an analysis of... Yeah.
And it says, hey, your audience loves looking at posts at 6 o'clock in the evening. So,
so smart.
You can utilize that to your advantage. But the whole thing around all of this stuff is consistency. So like you've got a book, and you want to tell the message about that book. So, and maybe what's coming up and all this type of thing. So your messaging, you want it to look consistent. It's going to be written in a way that suits your brand. And that's the whole point of these apps, is to try and create consistency for you. So you have a look and a feel for your brand. And people start to associate with, like, when they see a post, they're like, oh, that's a SJ King post, and that's eventually what starts to happen. And that's
how you become an international superstar.
Yeah, you're well on your way.
Somebody described me as a celebrity today. I nearly choked. Joshua Ruder has joined us again in studio for our Thursday night masterclass. Thank you so much to you, sir.